How you guys doing? Welcome to my first 100 days video. This is Talks or Tomino or Tomino, whatever you want to call me. I'm doing another voiceover because the audio was clipping, so I hope you understand. In some parts I was whispering because I live in an apartment and I don't want my neighbor to wake up or so I hope you guys enjoy. This took me a month to make, so I hope that you enjoy it, and I'll see you in the video. So I began in the beginning area. Nothing really much happened yet. I was able to find my first fast travel point and unlocked a technological point, which would allow me to upgrade my character. I made it by the campfire and I talked to one of the castaways, giving me some tips on what I can do. He gave me a few pieces of wood and I gathered some stone. Berries, berry seeds, all the, typical stuff in crafting games. Playing around with the wheel some. I found my first chest and I also upgraded my character's level to level 3. I came across my first metal node and a tree. Learning a small bit about the foundation wheel, and I leveled up my character's health. In the distance I noticed there was a Liffergy Lift Monk, so I picked it up. I put my first foundation down, stairs, and I placed 2 pillars as a foundation point. I placed some more foundations down, but I had no idea as to how I wanted it to look, so I stretched it out as far as I could. I put my first primitive workbench, got the building that to completion, and I crafted my, I didn't have it yet. I needed a bow and arrows and cloth and a bed and some other things. I didn't have the materials yet, so I had to go farm for them, and I crafted my first axe. I chopped down my first tree with the axe. Crafted a pickaxe. And a club so I can do PETA violations. Sorry. My first palladium fragment rock. Completed my first mission. Went back to my base and crafted a pal sphere. I attacked my first pal. Unfortunate for him, he was unfortunate victim. Wanted to expand my base a bit more, so I put some more roof tops and stuff. Committing more PETA violations, beating up a pink cat. leveled up my character, and I took my first tame out to help me with the base. I wanted to make a wooden perimeter, so that way it would be isolated and protected from oncoming threats. So I wanted to make kind of like a patio area. I placed a couple walls, all along the first floor, and a few walls, and entry points and exit points. I was able to level up my character again, and I used that stat point and I placed it into health. I finished placing the last door, and I started figuring out how I wanted the second floor to look. Later on, I decided to put the bed on the second floor of the building. The following night, I was able to build a PAL box as one of my objectives. My character started to freeze, and I was freaking out, and I had to quickly craft a handheld torch. Luckily, I was able to light the torch to keep myself warm, and I built a campfire also so I can cook food. I was able to unlock a shield, cloth, a sharp spear, and a feed box. During the night, I was farming for food, and the sheep met its end. I crafted some cloth. After that was done, I needed to craft my cloth outfit, so I have a little bit of insulation. And I also decided to craft a normal parachute so I can jump from rooftops. This stranger decided to try to break in and enter. I told you, no, you're not allowed in my house. Obviously, I guess he was a trader, and he wanted to sell me his daydream, and I decided, nah, I'm good. I deployed my first PAL at my base, and my first bed with the help of Cativa and Lamball. I put my first wooden chest down, built that up, and I upgraded my base to level 2, deploying my Lamball to help me build another straw bed. I used that wood and stuff to craft a old bow that is going to allow me to take down things a lot easier. And I crafted some arrows. I went outside, gathered some metal, and yeah, it took a while. I didn't want to pet the little dude, and I was like, alright. I decided to organize my box, and gather some materials that my pals couldn't gather. I put the old bow in, I repaired the needed things that I needed to repair. This is going to help out a lot. And I upgraded my character's stamina. Upgraded and got a statue of power, a PAL workbench, and a berry plantation. I put a feed box down and I let my pals build that up while I organized the feed pal box, crafted some more arrows, put down a statue of power, and I upgraded my capture power. I started beating up the poor lamball population, throwing each pal sphere, doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's so bad. Poor lamb sheep. I completed the mission and I started mining some palladium. I talked to this dude right here, gave me a tip that I completely should have listened to, or, paid attention to. I learned that you can jump and slide. I found my first offensive tame, but it was near a level 38 Memorest, so I had to tread really careful. I hid behind a rock, dodging fireballs, pelting arrows, dodging. I threw a few pal spheres, but he kept getting out. So close to getting that thing aggressive. It would have been GG. Got caught on fire. I was running for my life. And I was on my last pal sphere throwing attempt. And luckily, this one stuck. Yeah, I'm definitely not ready for that yet. That dinosaur, you're gonna be a problem. Strong, but yeah, you're an issue. I leveled up my character, and I unlocked the logging site, the stone pit. You are slacking. Why are you not working? I cooked up some lamb kebabs because I was low on health. And this little shit decided not to do anything, so I decided to rename my Fox to Mozilla, like the Firefox browser. Playing this game on vanilla settings, and it takes a long time just to craft one simple thing. Little fluff nutted, yeah. So I put him back in the box, crafted some pal spheres. Me and Mozilla decided to double team this Barney looking dinosaur thing. Good headshots there. Started attacking my poor tame. I was doing pretty good, but my arrows weren't doing that much damage. And this is the part where I fuck up. I got trapped, and I was low on health. I tried to throw it in the spear, and I got. I spawned back at home base, gathered all my stuff. I wanted my own daydream, so I started shooting arrows. I threw it in my pal sphere, and luckily I was able to capture it on my first try. This particular pal, it's going to be my favorite of the beginning tames. I followed chasing the pinglet down the hill, and pelted it with arrows. He started shooting some ice beams and stuff at me, so I took a pickaxe and conked its head and captured it. I wanted to do some more PETA violations, so I crafted a bat, gathered some stone, crafted my berry plantation. I placed a bed in the upstairs area so I can spawn if I die. I crafted a common shield, and with the help of Daydream, I was able to finish it. I crafted myself some more cloth and crafted myself a normal parachute. Gathered some more wood. Organized my inventory. And this little asshole. If I didn't know about the butchered cleaver, you would have been gone. You would have been turned into food. But I decided to build the bat so I can have a higher DPS. I leveled up my stats, and I decided to go with the stamina. And my base upgrade level was complete. I put the penguin down, and I crafted a Daydream necklace, and I unlocked a few things. I placed a straw bed down, and with the help of all four, it was easy. Same thing, more beds, more pals. It's gonna be like that through the rest of the vid. Upgraded my base once more. Unfortunately for me, this is where my game crashed, so I had to spawn back in. I couldn't figure out the issue. You'll see how I did. But I placed a ranch, I built it, and yeah, it didn't take that long. In the morning, I was chopping down some trees, typical like crafting stuff. But I found a random owl in my ranch, so I started clubbing him, and I decided to capture it. It was going to be a pretty good melee tame. I repaired the things I needed to repair. I decided to rename my Daydream Passion as its name, and my Hoocrates to Hootie. I'm pretty good at naming names. I went out on a small adventure. I wanted to get out further, explore a little bit more. I spotted another fast travel point, and I decided to unlock it. And I talked to this NPC. I talked to this person who gave me my first quest, and I decided to accept it. I collected a Lift Monk effigy, and I also found a journal entry. As I made my way down the mountainside, I spotted some of those pals in the distance, and I knew they were part of the objective mission because of how they were moving. I beat the living out of all these little cats, and then, the little fluffball wanted to come around and attack me, so it was pretty easy with the bat. Made light work, and I continued my objective, but there was one last one that I had to defeat. So I took Mozilla to take it out. I made my way to my the first settlement. Here is where you're gonna do all your trading, That guy right there, he's gonna be a problem. So I delivered the special dish over to the small settlement and came back, completing the objective mission. I was able to level up my character again, and I put it into weight. I cooked up some lamb ball kebabs, and I placed it in another bed. And with the help of the pals, it didn't take that long, thankfully. Uh, so I found a effigy monk, or a lift monk effigy. I was swimming, and I managed to, grab it. This is what ended up happening, and you'll see. So I died to drowning. I was also suffering from the cold temperatures, so I had to quickly run to the campfire to warm myself up. But I was like, nah. Let me just craft another piece of cloth and get back out there. Luckily, in the morning, I was able to gather my stuff that, you know, I climbed up the mountain and I found a chest and I founded my first flying tame. He's going to be very integral to the rest of the 100 days. Also, if you are enjoying this video, comment down below, let me know if you like voiceover style, or if you want me to, if in the future you want me to do the recording live as it happens. Let me know what style you like, and I'll try to make it. I spotted a lift monk running away from my arrows. I chased it down, started shooting at it, but, I needed it for planting and lumber. Successfully captured it. I found a deer. I don't know how to say the name, but yeah, it was pretty strong. But I didn't know if I could capture it or not, so I killed it. I was able to unlock a fast travel location, and I got another tech point. I also unlocked a PAL gear workbench, and this is where you're gonna craft your saddles and stuff. So a raid unfortunately happened during mid crafting, so I took my bat, and it was pretty easy. Completing the necklace, it'll allow me to keep and have 2 tames out. So this one's going to help me with my offensive capabilities, and I can summon another pal. So I unlocked a hot springs, and I also had a base upgrade too. I put my first crusher. It's going to allow you to make palladium fragments, fiber, and souls. I went out and I did some more exploring with Nightwing and Passion. That's the bird I named it. I abused this penguin, double teamed it, and got some ice organs and pal fluids. Did the same thing to this one, more PETA violations, and found a treasure chest, and fast traveled to the location I unlocked last time. I wanted to see what the beach looked like, and I found a journal entry. During the nighttime, I was in mid-combat, and I was able to level up my character. Once more, I decided to put points into health, and I was farming some more pal fluids. I spotted a depresso, and I decided to capture it. He's going to be my workhorse for harvesting stone, and this, I was not able to capture it. You'll see the multiple attempts, but they were all in vain. I was nearly dead, and I decided to head back. Beaten and bruised. I was able to deploy Depresso, and I was able to upgrade my base to level 7. I finally was able to place the hot springs down, and I placed it in the corner, unlocking some armor, a triple shot bow, a primitive furnace that's going to allow me to smelt alloy. I crafted a bow, some arrows, started getting some wood, and I wanted to finish the second floor story of my first base. After I built my house, I unlocked a new area. My computer crashed. I don't know to which point it did, but it did. I was able to get another effigy, and the scrap that's on the beach side, you're able to collect it, which I had no idea about. And a supply drop started falling from the distance. I climbed up the mountain, and when I made my way up, I found the supply drop. It had a good amount of loot inside, and the PAL Alliance and the Syndicate thugs started, coming in, so I had to, get rid of them. I checked to see what I unlocked, and a gigasphere and a crude oil can, and I had no idea what these enhancement items were at the time, but the computer crashed again. That's what happens when you play like a brand new game. I was able to unlock the poison arrow and the poison bow. So I talked to a trader, and I got a tansy monkey, and I crafted some more arrows. I leveled up my character, and I got me a pelt armor, which is gonna upgrade my armor and health. If I didn't speed it up, it would have took a lot longer to craft it. I gained another stat point, and I unlocked the Tansy rifle. My arrows finished crafting. I crafted some nails, and I put that point into stamina. I crafted the Tansy assault rifle, but I never really even used it. As it took forever to craft, I was trying to think about what I wanted to name the little monkey. So I came up with the name, Grande. I put some ingot to smelt, and I made my way to the fort ruins. I wanted to take down my first boss that's tameable. This thing is kind of like a, what's it called? It's like a ferret. It's like a slinky looking ferret thing, but this tame is gonna help boost my attack game, and it didn't take that long to whittle its health. And I threw it in a power box, but it kept escaping, and I threw another one, same thing, kept escaping. I was able to capture it, my first boss kill. I made my way back, and I decided to try to capture an ichthyodeer. And I made my way back to the base. I decided to give it a name, Childs. And for the deer, I didn't know what name to give it yet, but I wanted to test its lumber capability, and it's pretty good at gathering lumber. I unlocked the grappling gun, which is going to help traverse a lot easier. I crafted a medicine bench as well, and I needed the materials to craft the ichthyodeer saddle, and if I didn't speed up the video, it would have took probably 5 minutes from start to finish just to get the thing to craft. So you're welcome. I took the deer out for a test ride, and it's pretty good, like not too bad. I didn't know you could trample smaller pals, and I found another one, but I ended up killing it. It was putting up a fight. So I fast traveled back home, and I gave it a name. I decided to name it, I think I named it Bruxy, I guess, I don't know. I fast traveled to the settlement to talk to the ecological researcher to start my side quest. My metal was done. I took Chillet back out in the wild, and I wanted to get my first bounty kill. And this is one of the pals that's going to help speed up the process of unlocking things. The Arsox is a very good first tame to get, especially when you're starting out from the beginning. But anyway, my first bounty hunt was a character named Hawk. He was pretty tough at first because I was, basic level. I didn't have a whole lot of DPS, so I had to be very, very careful. And he was putting up a good fight, so I had to duck, weave, jump, outmaneuver him. I was able to put the final blow, killed him, and got my first ancient technology point. After that successful bounty, I made it back home, and I needed a place to store all of my new things, so With the help of the pals, it didn't take that long. If I did it by myself, it probably would have took like 3 minutes. I placed all my important stuff in there, and I read more about the Burden Remedy potion. I renamed my Arsex to Inferna, and I used her to craft some baked berries to cook. I placed another berry plantation, and I upgraded my base to level 8. I crafted some more arrows. I wanted to finish the house and placed a roof. Also some slanted roofs too. Unfortunately, another raid happened at my base, so I was like, okay. But literally, it was over. I climbed back up. I finished placing the roof. And I don't know why, but I didn't like the way that the shape of the house looked. Like, there's not a whole lot of shapes. It's pretty much like basic, like, crafting shapes. It's nothing like Ark or those, other crafting games, but it kind of looks like a barn. It kind of looks ugly. But anyway, I put a cooler down, and I took Inferno to an outpost to level up. And I was able to level up my character again. And at the Rain Syndicate Tower fast travel location, I've got another technology point. And I boosted my attack power. I teleported back to my base, and I deployed some pals. I also wanted to rename the female Chillet Vanilla. And I crafted a Fox Sparks harness, which is part of the mission skills. And one of the skills is called Huggy Fire. Basically, it's a basic human, it's like a flamethrower, pretty much. And I crafted a feedback too. I was freezing to death. I had no idea why I was cold. It made no sense to me at the time. But apparently, if you're on a tame and it's cold, or if it's like an ice tame and it's cold, you'll freeze. I crafted some food, fried eggs, I guess, not a bad meal, grilled chickpea, and some caprity. It's kind of like a lamb, but I wanted to just capture another tame, Vixie. I took Chillet out to the Flying Fish Coast to explore a little bit more, and I made it myself back to base, and I was wondering what the heck is going on, and I've witnessed Ichthyodeer crime, so I decided to join the party. Forgive me. Please don't cancel me, but it's not my fault. Anyway, I found another metal node and started my way back home. I took the metal up the hill and I let my Arsox, do its thing. I, started putting some things down here and there. I need to craft some modules, some food, some nails. You know, I unlocked a megasphere also. So, and at the Desolate Church, I spotted one of the main bosses, and as well as a journal entry. This is the second encounter with the Tombat, and I was not able to capture it. No matter what I did, I just could not figure it out. But in the afternoon, I went and got me a dire howl and captured it, which allowed me to level up. I found a skill fruit just randomly laying there, and I found my second bounty, Turncoat. But the dire howls were making quick work with them, so defeating it didn't take that much. And I decided to capture another dire howl too. Shot her in the face and got my second boss kill. I found another fast travel point, and I decided to talk to this bounty hunter who gave me some tips. I leveled up my character's weight because, yeah, I'm playing on vanilla settings, pretty much, except for I tweaked a little bit in later on, but I crafted a metal pickaxe, and that took a while. I found another random land ball, and then this dinosaur shows up. And now that I'm upgraded, you are going to be my battle tame. It's not going to go out like the last time. And thankfully, upgraded my character, I was able to capture that dinosaur. I took her out. Him, her, I don't know what gender it is, but pretty good. I decided to give it a name. I named it Pell. I made my way back to the Desolate Church. I was kind of afraid. I didn't know if this NPC would attack me, or this boss NPC would attack me, so I kind of crouched and snuck. I found another effigy, and I ran out the Desolate Church. This is a good spot to farm metal, and later in the 100 days video, you're going to see me making multiple trips. I unlocked a few things on this skill tree, which is imperative, and I finally unlocked the saddle for Nightwing. I made my way back to the Desolate Church with my Nightwing saddle made, allowing me to traverse in the sky. The stamina, not too good. And as me playing on vanilla settings, I have to fly down to regen my stamina. But I was harvesting ore here and there, and I was over encumbered. Made my way back, crafted some more metal, harvested some more ore, and some more ore, made my way back to base. I really wanted to craft a metal piece of armor, and I kind of got sick of metal farming, so I was wondering what these xenovators are. Basically, they're those things that there's a meteor rock that falls from the sky, and then you're able to shoot them and capture them. And it's a dark tame, so they shoot like poison, and they have other attacks as well, but pretty cool. I made my way back to the meteorite. I farmed it, got the meteor fragments. Mozzarella. Wait, mozzarella? Mozzarella. You know, the Macarena. That's what I named my Mazarina. But I, you know, metal armor was paramount. I talked to a trader, you know, crafted some palladium fragments. Pell was happy, you know, enjoying itself. Went on a run. Killed Hawk for the second time, capturing his bounty again. Another bounty. I, you know, got a weight increase. And this is where I was able to unlock the poison bow from back when. So, as proof that I didn't lie, because my game had crashed so many times. This prick, this pal critic, there's gonna be times where you just wanna, like, yeah. And I finally captured a Tombat for the third attempt, and I showed it to this arrogant pal critic, and then he gave me a reward. And I did the same thing for a Pin King. He's gonna make you go out and deploy multiple pals, like probably like 6 times, but I was getting sick of this shit. So I decided to do a cavern run. Got my rush ore. I think I killed it or captured it. Yeah, I captured it, I think. Yeah. I left the dungeon. I upgraded my attack power. And I got a few cool things for my first dungeon, which would allow me to unlock the Mega Glider. It's an improved version of the normal glider. And the Ice Seam, or the Pinkin, is better at handiwork. The herb roasted lamb balls are very good food item to get for defense. I made my way to the Rain Syndicate Tower boss battle. Let's begin. So I started off shooting it with a bunch of poison arrows with my crossbow. Grisbolt and Zoe has a few attacks you gotta be, careful of. The target lock-on laser and the up-close one. I did a peekaboo method. Basically, you sneak around the pillar, you place your tames, and when they start unleashing their most powerful attacks, you would redeploy them where you want them, because sometimes their pathfinding is not the best. So I was doing quick work, and me and Captain Ice Seam were whittling its health pretty quick, but we only have 10 minutes during the whole boss fight. If you guys like this video, let me know. If you want me to do a part 2 for the 100 days video, let me know. And if you want me to do a live reaction instead of a voiceover, I'll gladly change up the method. This here's the, it's kind of like the full fight, but not necessarily. I had to cut a few things to, speed up the process. You don't want to be watching the whole entire boss fight. Later in the video, I'll be doing some jump cuts and stuff like that. So, yeah. And I was doing some good, decent damage. You know, if you hit the rider, it does a lot more damage than if you do it yourself. But I think in the middle, partial way, I was kind of getting the hang of this boss battle. And I took Childs out, or Bonilla. She started making quick work. I only had 5 minutes left, but, you know, I had a feeling, I knew that this fight was in the bag. And I'm kind of glad that you know, I decided to let Bonilla do the honors of the last blow. And we defeated our first tower boss. After that, I unlocked a fast travel spot. Jumped off the, you know, I don't know why. Jumping off the tower is sane, but I captured another pal, another Fox Sparks. I made my way to the bottom rocks, and there was a lady who said that her pal wasn't feeling good. And I was like, okay, I got you. But the thing is, I had the gold to pay for the medical bills, so I complete that mission easy. I took Inferna, and I kind of went a little bit further. I got a life fruit, which is not that bad. I'm on my way to another location. This guy, he wanted me to capture legendary pals, and this is the mission that confused me the most because I had no idea what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about the predator pals, not the regular ones, but I did find one out in the wild later on in the 100 days video. And I started on day 21. This game does not have day counters in game. You know, I gathered some Xenofaders, you know. I wanted this Robin Quill. And in this part, the editing is going to get a little bit more quicker, snappier. I unlocked the wheat plantation metal chest, and I placed it down at my original base with the help of Robin Quill. And I also placed a mill on the outside, as well as gathering some cloth to craft up a mega glider. So me and Vonila made our way over to the Azrub fight. She was pretty easy. I don't know what gender it is, but it's a pretty easy to water dragon fight. Like, easily, like placing multiple hits, freezing her in some spots, and I was able to take her down and capture her. Afterwards, I made my way over to my original base, and I took her out, and the watering is a lot more efficient, and I made my way over to the samurai guy. Basically, his mission line is basically capturing all the bounties that are located around the map, and you can go ahead and accept the quests. I got bored, so I decided to make my way over to the cave. I collected some cavern mushrooms and some lotus flowers, and I was able to capture another tame, a Malpaca. I did a little bit more exploration and I found another Lif Monk statue. And then I made my way over to the Verdant Brook, which is a new location. There's a bunch of gobfin that you gotta be careful of because their aggro is insane. Then I had Elizabeth try to swarm me, so I had to move out of the way, which caught me on fire. So I made my way over to the Gobfin Hollow, and I took my Chillet out, and I decided what better time than to, get some more experience. So I hopped on Chillet, I captured one Gobfin. They were putting up a pretty good fight, but I was able to outmaneuver them pretty easily. And I was able to capture, I believe, like 3. So it wasn't that hard. The following day, I found a shiny Cinnamoth, and I was trying to capture it in my Palsphere, but I ended up dying. After I died, I went and gathered my stuff, and I was able to upgrade my capture power. I ran the Verdant Hollow run to allow my pals to get more resources. I made myself over to the Marsh Islands, and I decided I wanted to do some fishing. Fishing is underrated in this game, so I would highly recommend fishing. Basically, you want that green bar be in the center of that fishing icon, and if you fail, your line breaks. I got a turtle. A pretty good one at that. I went fishing again, and I got myself a kelpsie. My second favorite pal, Tama Knox. I gathered another effigy, and I, captured a ruby. I made my way to the next boss arena, Catrice. Basically, as soon as I spawned in, she started coming towards me, so I had to be very, very careful, keep my distance. She's a dark poison type, so placing shot after shot, I was able to capture her eventually. Made my way from the dungeon, and I did the expedition. An expedition allows you to get rare resources. I fast traveled over at this hill to gather some ore that I needed. And I flew with Nightwing. I spotted a cool looking thing in the distance, and I wanted to check it out. It's kind of like a jungle house, kind of. I made my way down the hill and I noticed another shiny. It was a Gale Claw, a level 30, and I was only a level 20. So I had to be very careful with my shot placement. I'm thinking also too, like I said earlier, if you guys like the video, let me know. Voiceover or live voiceover. I think I'm gonna do another 100 days continuing on with this series. I do believe I did not capture this Gale Claw because it was way too high of a level. And my pal spheres were like not even doing anything. But, you know, it kept escaping. I only had a 2% capture rate. So it ended up dying. So that was unfortunate. But I did get a stat boost, a stat point upgrade, and I upgraded that to my character's attack. I found another fast travel point, and I unlocked it, which allowed me to get another TP. I'm going to call TP as tech points for short from now on. This is where Patelia, the fight, you know, I'm not ready for that one yet. But there was another fishing spot, so I made my way over here. And luckily, I was able to get a Croagiro. I spotted my first rampaging boss. Basically, this is where you can get predator cores, and this is the thing that confused me with the legendary quest. I found in the daytime another Mazarena and a Palsphere. I got another effigy, and I found the archipelago, unlocked the fast travel point, and I flew a little bit more. There was another shiny, and this time, this was a shiny that I can get. It's basically a big, gigantic land ball. And I made my way over, getting rid of the other land balls. I threw my basic pal sphere. I got it. My favorite tame was, you know, in the enemy's hands. I found Tim Pool out in the wild, and I decided to take him out. This isn't really Tim Pool, but doesn't Gummoss look like Tim Pool with his, you know, his cap? But yeah, I got him. I found another effigy too, and I collected it. I did some more fishing, and took a bit, but I got a pinglet. Here's where I made a few mistakes. I went out to the Twilight Dunes. I had no clue as to what was gonna happen, but these Toko animal birds, they drop gunpowder, and that is also gonna come in handy. Just keep on watching, and yeah, this is the mistake I made. 1, I didn't have a torch. 2, I didn't have a bed. And my health was going down really, really fast. I tried to place down a primitive bench so I could craft a torch, but I died. That wasn't my third death, and around this point, this is probably where my game crashed. See, I was pressing respawn over and over and over, and nothing was going on. Like literally, like the 3-2-1 counter went down. So I had to reboot my game. That completely reset my progress. I had to do a hard shutdown. So all the progress that I made, it rolled back almost everything. So I kind of forgot where I, left off. So I just, put another workbench down, and that was pointless. I went back to base. I had to recraft the weapons workbench. Because I don't remember if I had the poison crossbow crafted, but I think I had to craft another one. But I was taking a look at the musket and I went to bed. I woke up nice and refreshed, and my musket was complete. This is absolutely gonna change the game. If any of y'all slack, y'all can get got. Anyway, I made my way back to the desolate church. I, farmed some more metal. That took quite a while. Got some more ingots crafted. I wanted to craft a whole lot of gunpowder and a whole lot of bullets. I crafted some more beds. I wanted to make sure I had enough ammunition to take out annoying enemies from a distance, and I went back to bed. Another meteorite was coming down from the sky, and these douchebags had to shock me. So I spawned my pallet, and Krojiro made quick work. Another Xenovator. And I also captured another one too. Krojiro was hurt, and I had to quickly, take the fight away. And Robin Quill, seriously, don't even try. And this is where I go back to where I was. That killed me. I alerted a few Toko Tokos. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Toko Toko, Toko Taco, whatever you are, pelican bird things, but I did some fishing, and they weren't biting. So this dig toys, definitely have dig toys in your inventory, because this guy, he can do, it's a mining machine. I mean, it's got like freaking power drills. It's like a literal power drill in the palm of your hand, and you will never ever have to carry tools on you again, which allowed me to level up. I went back to the fishing spot, same old, same old. I decided to wreak havoc by a nearby base, and that was a mistake because, and I ran because there's no way in heck I'm gonna take out a flamethrower guy. Here's another shiny that I wasn't able to get, but you could definitely hear it. I put some points into my attack, and I finished out killing the rest of the syndicate thugs. Later in the night, I found a mimic, and I had no idea if it was a treasure chest or a mob. but it'll come in later. I wanted to get a land tame. What's it called? Dazimo. Yeah, I ended up killing it. So I wasn't able to, yep, here we go. Mistake number 2. I was cold, had no, but this time I've got my arch socks, and I was able to weather the cold. I committed some violence by the nearby pal population. I wanted a Lavander. I went to the next boss fight battle, which was near a bamboo-like forest, and I was able to get another effigy. I made my way over to the boss battle, and Quivern, it's not that hard of a boss. I had Nightwing do its first attacks. It got mad, started cornering my bird. This is kind of like it's a dragon. Yeah, it's a dragon type, so it was pretty easy. I shortened up the video just a little bit, and I extended the boss fight just a little bit more, but if you want me to just speed run all these bosses, you don't want to sit and see it from start to finish, just type it all in the comments. But yeah, this guy caught me on fire and went in and out of its pal ball, but I was, able to capture it. I found another fast travel spot, and I decided to head back to my base. And my bullets were finally done crafting. That makeshift assault rifle, that's going to be the next thing I wanted to make. That is going to help out a lot. I renamed my dig toys, called Third Mel. And I unlocked a saddle, and I fast traveled and took Third Mel to get my copper ore. I don't know, but I think Third Mel, he's not going to be with us for the whole entire series, so don't get too attached. Just like with Ark. I gathered some resources, crafted some bullets. And I placed Lovander at the medicine table, or the medicine workbench, so she can do her thing. And I went back to sleep. The following day, I wanted to see what's going on. Went back out, did another metal run. With the help of my turtle. Apparently, later on, you can get a saddle, and you can unlock the ability for him to speed up the mining process. So this was a lot of mining metal, going back and forth, mining more metal. I mined some more metal. I don't know if you guys want to see me grind, but yeah, vanilla, it's no joke, especially with this game. Crafted some more metal. I was eager. I wanted that shot. I wanted that rifle so bad. I finally was able to craft that saddle, and I got more metal, and I renamed my Dazimu Light Claw, and I went back to sleep. This dude talked me into buying some skill fruit. and I decided to make some healing potions. I think everything is starting to come together. I'm starting to make some progress compared to the beginning where I wasn't doing much of anything, and I was able to create the makeshift assault rifle, and I finally crafted it. I renamed my Catrice Chartia, and she has handiwork level 2. I'm kicking myself in the foot because later on I did not know anything about the PAL research thing, which is crucial to speed up the crafting and unlock new things. It took a while for that makeshift rifle to craft, so I decided to do some upgrades and get some more fiber going. As soon as my rifle was done, I decided to give Lavender a head pat. I decided to send my other pals to another expedition and crafted up some more bullets as well. The Dig Toys headband is gonna be the thing that'll help speed up crafting. I wanted to take a look at the assault rifle. Yeah, that's definitely an AK. I went in inventory. I needed some leather. I didn't feel like farming it. That takes way too long. I started crafting a headband. If I didn't speed up the editing, it would have took like 5 minutes. I made my way to an ancient ritual site. I took my new Dazimu or Light Claw out for a spin. This little tame is gonna be very, very good. I found my first lightning tame, a Dynasum Lux, and I leveled up my character's stamina. I found another boss fight called Lasso. Lasso, he's pretty interesting because he's got a Mazarena, so I had to be very careful. Literally, he had a shotgun and that thing did a whole lot of damage. But his stupid cow, I made beef out of him. Like, quick beef. Yeah, go down. These random PAL Alliance, whatever they are, kept, yeah. So, he got stuck. I just kept shooting, and I kept shooting. I climbed up the wall, tried to get a better shot. And then I was afraid to poke my head out, so I ran. He was taking chunks out of my health, and I was like, alright, that's enough, Lasso. I had enough of your crap, and I got my third bounty kill. Funny enough how fate works. Another Gale Claw shiny. This time, you'll see. I was putting shot after shot after shot after shot. I just kept on shooting it. But it had a laser lock on me. But I dodged, I weaved. Light Claw, best tame for dodging things. I threw another one, and it escaped again. The one thing, an item that I wish I had was the Ring of Mercy, which puts the PAL at 1 health, and it prevents it from dying. But I decided to throw a Gigasphere at it, And luckily at that time, I was able to capture it. I came across a random NPC that gave me an emote, how to sit down. So I was able to unlock it. I found a mimic and I couldn't figure out how to take it out, so I threw a basic spear at it, but it just wouldn't work. I found it again, I thought, and it just ran off the complete other direction. Keep on watching. Later on, I'll figure it out. I took a look at Gale Claw. It had a pretty good amount of active skills, so I'm pretty happy with that. I checked the expedition items that my pals were on, and I smelted up some more metal. I unlocked another emote, the wave emote. I found an abandoned mine shaft and another journal entry, as well as another effigy. I found another quest marker, but these guys, yeah. I wanted to know what she wanted, but you goofball. This reminds me of the GTA meme, but hungry for recruits, right? I've unlocked a few things, and I made my way up on the stony hill with the help of my grapple hook, because I did not have Light Claw with me. I wanted to defeat a Malpaca, or King Paca. Shot, shot. This thing, yeah. You know, some inconvenient, annoying things happen, but this fight's pretty easy. He has like a mud attack, a jump slam attack, and the assault rifle definitely sped up that process. I'm kind of glad that I got it from that loot drop. I threw my pal sphere at it, but it kept escaping, but I was able to dodge all of its attacks with the help of Light Claw. And I captured it. I found another Nox in the wild, and as my favorite tame, or one of my favorites, I captured it. I did some more fishing, and I got celery. And I found this prick sitting there being a prick. He wanted to see a King Paca. So I was like, all right, bet. He gave me a few items, and I was like, okay. Ooh, but this guy, oh, yep, I think I snapped. So you're gonna make me do these fetch quests, huh? Is that how it's gonna be? All right, I'm gonna kick you in the dick. Yep, I had enough of your crap. Oh, assault, really? He's assaulting my time. What you talking about? And no matter where I went, these PIDF soldiers were after my bunions. Like, get off me, man. I try to run with the with Light Claw, and even that hunter from earlier caught the word. I had a return from the title. Now, this would make it day 34. I spawned back in, nobody was chasing me, and I was like, yeah, I danced on them. I leveled up my character. Made my way back to the base and I found another shiny. This thing is so easy. It didn't even take that much to even capture. I made my way back to the base and I went to the capture power statue, but I had nothing. I was able to unlock the Azrub saddle, and this he wanted a Mamorist. That was gonna take way too long, but you're lucky that I changed my mind. I exchanged my stuff with gold, and that night I decided I wanted to do some fishing. I caught a Gelroy, and I named it Gelby. I wanted another Chillet. I don't know why, but I guess to farm for more, ancient Civ parts and stuff like that. I took Azrub out, and you need a water creature and a fishing line to, gather this stuff. So my first attempt, it was a gold coin, then more gold coin, I kept farming. I wasn't having any good, salvage. But then I found Corlum ore. I don't know what that stuff is. So I looked in my inventory. I had no idea what this stuff is. So I continued to do some salvaging. This is my, first 100 days. So if you don't like all this, grinding, just let me know. But I took a look at the skills that Gelby had, which probably wasn't that bad. I made my way up to the Marsh Island and I found a Mamorist. And another meteorite decided to descend upon me. This time it was in a different direction. I found a Lift Monk effigy. I started, killing all those innovators, and this is what it has a special ability called the Drill Crusher once you unlock the headband. Highly recommended. Thing is, it has a 120-second cooldown, which is 2 minutes, so you can't just spam it. Anyway, I decided to make work with these, bees. I wanted to capture one for myself. These guys give you honey. During the fight, I spotted a Elizabeth that was out in the distance, but I had to separate it somehow. And Masanda decided to grace its presence. So I had to get rid of it. No offense, sorry bud. I'll get you next time. And this gory rat. They were becoming a problem, but yeah, nothing that my musket couldn't fix. Yeah. Go to sleep. So, I got some onion seeds out of that, and I took out its bodyguards. I was making good, quick work with Elizabeth. I was carefully shooting it, and I threw a pretty well placed Palsphere shot, and now I have an Elizabeth. Ooh, yeah, that schematic. Yeah, thank you. I unlocked another fast travel point, which allowed me to unlock the fluffy bed that restores your pal sanity, at least somewhat. Unlocked the cloud, and it made it day 36. I gathered up some more metal, which is going to help with crafting up the bullets. And while I was waiting, I was trying to come up with a plan on how I was going to speed up everything. So I crafted a curve module, a helm, which is extra beefier armor, and I fast traveled during nighttime. And this is another rampaging pal, the level 30 Rayhound. Okay, just take it easy. Let's get rid of this Helsifer. Alright, Nightwing. Oh shit. Oh, wait, why am I on fire? No. Okay. Oh, got him. Oh, got him. Yeah, we got a Helsifer. Alright. Not bad. Oh, effigy. So I found another location, Scars of War. Here they have unique fire pals, and I found my Wixen. This is gonna help out with the base. I captured it, and I found another Arsax, but this guy, yeah, I don't know if it's a third or second, but I kept escaping my soul ball, or pal ball. I threw like 10 spheres at it, but for some reason, finally captured it. Took way too long. I found another fast travel. I was on my way to kill or capture a Grintel. Captured. I located a random spot. It appeared to be like a greenhouse of somewhat, but I didn't want to go inside, but I wanted to check it out. And I knew I wasn't ready because they were all level 30. And so I knew I wasn't ready. I went to the Verdant Brook, and I found another effigy. I flew up and found another effigy. And I located a snowy mountain. Here's where the second boss is gonna be fought. But I was in the process of gathering more effigies. I tried to get a little bit closer, but I was freezing and there's no way. So this is why our socks get one if you can. So I unlocked the fast travel spot and I found a cool looking Raindrix, and I wanted it very badly. Can I, like, take it out? Okay, I think I got. Why is it escaping? Seriously? Alright. Come on, how many soul balls? Okay. Really? God, come on, bro. Thank you. So, after capturing the Raindrix, I took a look around more in the location and made my way back. I needed some more ammunition to prepare for the fight. This trespasser wanted to sell me things, so I was like, fine. Now get out of my house before I start pressing problems. You too. Get out of my house. Get to stepping. Go. Shoo. Bye. And I went back to the same area to take a look around. And yeah. I went around the mountain. I unlocked some hot fire armor, or fire res armor. And I went to defeat a Bushi. Jump cuts later, and I defeated it. I found another mimic. This is my third attempt trying to get it. I thought I had enough firepower and spheres, but this curveball sphere kept not working, so I didn't know what to do. And the thing ran away, so that was a waste of time. I found my Elfedron just sitting there all happy. I took a shot and the fight began, but Light Claw literally weaving every single attack, shot after shot. I kept peppering it with bullets. This little Gale Claw wanted to cause issues, so I committed pal violence. I was chipping away at its health and it did its ultimate attack move, but White Claw, he was just way too quick. If you guys are trying to, dodge all these attacks, get a Light Claw or a Dazimu, yeah. And I had it right where I wanted it. I knew the blue soul ball wouldn't do anything, but I captured it. I took a look at its stats and I was like, okay, what does it have? I unlocked the saddle back at base, and I didn't know how the research bench worked. Apparently you're supposed to put a PAL that is its element to do its research. So if it was a lightning, you would put a lightning PAL near the research bench, but I had no idea at the time. But I decided to take Wixen, and I was like, yeah, get to smelting. I unlocked an egg incubator, and I let my turtle do some more mining. This was a lot of back and forth, and I placed a second furnace down. So I had Arsox and Wixen to do the smelting. I crafted up some more bullets because I had nothing. So that's that's why I captured a Wixen. Also, I forgot to mention that I did get a Masanda, so in the wild, and he can help out with the crafting and handiwork. His handiwork is a little bit higher, I think, than Pen King, but I put a Pal Essence condenser down, which is part of my objectives. And things were starting to come together. And another raid. These guys are so annoying. The Syndicate thugs and the Pal Alliance, mobs are so annoying when you're trying to do objectives. Like, calm down. I didn't have enough materials for the Elfidra in Seattle. And I talked to the researcher guy again. And this is my favorite. This is my favorite pal. Cremus. You'll see. He's gonna be my favorite lucky guy. Anyway, I made my way to another NPC who said that she needed a pal. So I was like, okay, let me go and get you one. So I had a bunch of pals that I didn't want, so I gave it to her to complete the quest objective. And out of that, I got a stout fruit. And I had no idea what a stout fruit was or is, and I had enough Lift Monk effigies to boost my capture power. I found a cool looking fox thing in the snowy area, so I started peppering it with bullets. I kept dodging it left and right. I had to ride Arsox or Inferna because there's no way in heck I'm gonna die from hypothermia. So I was dodging its attacks left and right. This tame also, it boosts your Ice Pal's attack as well if you have it in your party, and it's also a better refrigerant cooler than Chillit is. It's like a level 2, but I managed to capture it. Inferna, she was having a concussion, concursed. You need to relax. And I went back to base, checked to see how many bullets I had. I crafted up some more Gigaspheres as well. And I decided to name it the Foxicle Chilu. So Chilu is gonna be a better refrigerant. I took my Elfidran. I named it Maisie. And I went to the fast travel point. Yeah, that's the tower in all its glory. I was kind of nervous, but yeah. Lily in Lylene has like one of the greatest openings to a boss fight, and it's probably like one of my favorite boss BMGs. This is my first attempt, and there was no way in heck I was going to be able to do that much damage. Just shot after shot after shot, nothing was sticking. Literally, this fight, like, I don't know why I even tried. I just liked the battle music so much. I wasn't really paying attention to the fight, and I was completely underestimating it. The reason why I wanted to defeat these two was because I wanted to unlock the ore mining thing that allows me to place an ore mining location, so I don't have to, yeah, and I died. So that fight was short. I died, and I recovered my things. I took Arsuks out. I gathered my stuff. After that defeat, I came up with a strategy off the top of my head, so next time it'll work. I spawned back in, and I, did the same old thing. I needed to replenish all the metal that I used during the fight. And I was checking up on the egg as well. I noticed that my Lavander was like depressed or something, so I tried giving it food, and then I decided to give it some pets because it was depressed, and I don't know. But I was able to fix it somehow later. I went back, gathered more metal. I did a metal run here and there. I fixed up my musket, and I went out into the world to go exploring, to do a different objective, to get an Ichthydere Terra. There were some pretty cool, unique pals also on this wildlife reserve. I shot the Ichthydere, and this stupid curved spear ball does not work. Every time I use it, I keep whiffing. I was able to complete the objective, and I made my way back. I found a random Patelia, but I ended up killing it. And I found Bellinor's slab fragment. I unlocked the boost gun and the boost ammo. Those two things are definitely going to come in handy. And the bow schematic, compound bow schematic. And I decided to do the Patelia fight since the one that was on the reserve got killed. I named him Carson. Say hello, Carson, to everybody out there. Yeah, he's adorable. Anyway, gave him some pets, and I decided to let him rip. And that's why I named him Carson. So, this fight, easy. Basically, grass type against fire type. No match. Easy. I'm gonna play shots. And, yeah, I was able to capture my, a Patelia. I was able to take a look at Patelia's stats, and it can do a blessing of the flower spirit, which heals you, which isn't too bad. I made my way back to the base, and I crafted some high-grade medical supplies to give to Lavander so she would no longer be depressed. I decided to name Masanda Granelli, and I was crafting some boost ammo, preparing for the round 2 of the fight, and I was able to get the stuff needed to craft the boost gun. As well as the ammunition. I crafted the Masanda's grenade launcher. That would have took way too long if I didn't speed up the editing, so my guess it would have took 5 minutes just to, craft it, but I finally was able to. I took it out for a spin, and I abused some lamb balls, and yeah, this thing is fun. I'm not gonna lie, this thing is freaking fun. Too bad it has a cooldown of 180 seconds. But anyway, I crafted some marinated mushrooms, and that makes it day 45. I did some more metal runs, and I crafted some more ammo, gunpowder cloth, went back to the village to get more rewards, which allowed me to level up my character. I was able to unlock most of everything on Technology 27. I found another bounty, which would make it my 4th dart. This guy was an issue. Not only was he in a weird area, but he had an incineram. And yeah, it was hard to get a hit on him. And he had a machine gun or an assault rifle. So, and it didn't even help. I tried to use Masanda, but grass types versus fire, it doesn't really work. And then these annoying Pal Alliance devout members swarmed my position, so I had no choice. I had no option but to run. I corralled them in a corner, and they were up on the cliffside. I had to take each and every one of them out. After that pain was done for, I took out its incineram. Now it was only me and Dart. GG. I located in an abandoned mine shaft near the Autumn Rocks, and there was a smuggling black marketeer, but he didn't have the items that I wanted, so I exited out of the cave. I entered a dungeon that was level 29. I gathered some, lotus flowers, cavern mushrooms. I found another Arsox and a Dremud and a speed lotus flower. I took Maisie. There were 2 of them in the cave. I got rid of one of them, or one of the 2. They were doing some pretty good damage numbers, but they were no match for my assault rifle. I threw one of my spheres at it, and I was able to capture it. After doing some leapfrog jumps on the rocks, I found my favorite planter, Herbil. This little hamster, he's gonna help out a lot. I took Carson out to do some fire damage. And I finished it out by throwing a pal sphere at it. I unlocked some tech manuals and some more Bellinor slab fragments. I found another statue, and I unlocked another TP for unlocking a gerbil saddle. And I made my way back to the one place that I mentioned previous, but I wasn't high of enough level. So I took Carson, me and Carson, my boy. We went to raid this treehouse. And yeah. These guys, they're pretty easy. And they have sticks and assault rifles, and yeah, they're not that scary. Me and Carson decided to pick a fight with this big brute guy. I kind of underestimated him. But eventually, yeah, I put him to sleep. I closed that door. I ran and I played peekaboo, but Carson, he tried his ultimate attack move and he started shocking dudes. Carson, we gotta go. His attack literally is taking chunks out of my health. So I decided to take Maisie. I flew in and I flew out, waiting for the right opportunity to finish off the attack. But this big old lump of sack of potatoes couldn't climb up these stair steps, and he died. Pop. I got myself a flambell and a treasure map with some schematics. I took a look at Herbel and I named it Hisa. And recovery meds as well. I renamed Tarantris Twirl. I thought it was a good fitting name. I put Petals to work at the recovery med bench, so if during the fight I need to recover my character's health, I can do that. I crafted up some more bullets. And I was looking to see what I needed for all the materials for the future. Finally had enough to craft up Herbel's harness. And yeah, that took quite a while to do. I don't know why I crafted a handheld torch. Maybe I was nervous. I put all my debuff foods, and this is a second attempt, I believe. I fed every single thing, and round 2, let's get it. Lily and Lylene, you are going down. I used my boost gun to give Maisie a attack boost. This time, I had a strategy planned out. I knew its attack patterns. It has a seed scatter shot. It's got a wind tornado, and it's got that weed burrow attack and its bubble attack too. This second version of the fight, I decided to make it linger. Yeah, dodged your shit. And yeah, I made this fight actually fairly long, extended it. The first attempt, I shortened it because, yeah, I died, so it made no sense to let the fight linger. But if you enjoy this video, yeah, I'm telling you, it literally took a whole entire month to make. And yeah, these 100-day videos takes a lot of effort, a lot of work. Hit that like button, sub if you wanna. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk that much. I'll let you guys enjoy the fight. And I'll meet you back once the fight's over. Welcome back. I hope you guys enjoyed that fight. I was able to unlock everything on the skill tree. I made my way over to the desert location. A bunch of syndicate gunmen were attacking me, so I decided to put an end to their miserable lives. After freeing a pal, I started doing some shenanigans. I'm stupid. Anyway, I kept going up on the tower. Really, dude. I was like, what is wrong with this AI, man? Nope, I'm good. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Another whistle, a grass support whistle. These two items will help out a lot. I flew down from the outpost and killed some Dazamus, and I was able to level up my character. I started placing my new base, which is closer by the water. Place some pals down. It was a slow grind, but eventually I was making some progress. I unlocked a katana, a potato plantation, well, a fine bed, a ranger saddle. I placed those items a bit further, and I placed a monitoring stand. I went back to my original base and I crafted some cloth. I think I needed it to repair some things or craft some new items, but yeah, it was more for the fluffy bed. I captured another Dig Toys, and I wanted to check up on my mining pals. Hey, Maserena. So I placed some more walls, and that would make it day 53. I took my egg feeder, I placed my furnaces down, and the base was starting to come along. And I placed a locker. I finally was able to get some potatoes growing. I saw that lavender started slacking off, so I decided to get my cleaver out. But she ignored me. Shooting him in the face doesn't do anything, but don't worry. I got a remedy for that. You wanna sleep on my time? Yeah, get up. You don't go to sleep until I say so. I took my Azrood out to go fishing, but I didn't find anything interesting, but I made it to the Astral Mountains and I found a water chest. Later on, two Masandas showed up, so I decided to get rid of them. Sorry, but you gotta go. I finished harvesting the quartz and I went on a salvage run also. And when I went fishing, I saw a cool looking underwater tame. I made my way back to my base to, get some metal and my old base to sacrifice my deer for stamina potion to progress. Sorry, Bruxy. I was able to craft the stamina remedy with the help of petals. I organized my base and I'm like, no, you get up and you finish that potion. I, woke her up. She went right back to sleep. I was like, nah, you get to work. I'm tired of these pals, Anyway, I helped out, crafting it. It took so long. Do you see the progress bar? This is what I'm talking about. So another meteor fell and I started, taking them all out with my Elphedrine. was looking and I didn't have enough materials for the production assembly line, so I went to get more of that, and I was reading up on more information on the dog coins. And when I was organizing my inventory, there was a raid at my original base, so that, was pretty easy. It was a bunch of Lee Punk, so I went ahead and took them all out. I also crafted a locking pick tool, which, to unlock more safes. And to do that, because I was looking to see what I needed to unlock the cement, so I went back to the village, and I was looking as to what I could get rid of. And I got more tech points, which allowed me to get cement and a saddle. I used the applied planting technique book on petals to increase its medicine proficiency, and I went out to get more pal fluid. I found a Mammarist in the wild, and I decided I was almost at a high enough level to capture it, so I took Maisie out. He has a slam attack, and then he has a, he spawns like an earth bomb or some kind. And also a grass tornado attack, so he's pretty easy. And I decided to take a look at its abilities and stats. I took the Mammarist for a walk, and I decided to give it a name, Sea-Splat. I took him out, and I tested him pretty good. I mean, he has that same tornado attack. I made my way back to the settlement, and I talked to this arrogant pal critic again, and I completed the pal critic mission, which I thought it was going to be the last one because this guy is a prick. And I used a speed remedy. I crafted up some French fries because one of my favorite junk foods. I applied the planting technique to my gerbil, and I got to watch my kelpsie do its little wiggle dance, which I found pretty amusing. I was doing some more chores, and I was able to build the production assembly line. Finally, I went to my other base, and I tested out my katana. I wanted to craft a dire howl saddle because I found a lucky dire howl in the wild. I went and got some more leather, and I spawned back to my second base to put a electric generator. I was able to craft the dire house harness saddle. It took a long time to do. And then I crafted some cellular gloves. And this is my dire howl. I named it Shensi. And I assembled the generator. I took the cellular out and see how well it, could charge it. And it was okay, but it wasn't the best. So I took the dinosaur looks and I crafted some more gunpowder. I put Catrice on the production line to, help my gunpowder crafting. Yeah, way more efficient, but decided to take a break early, so I took the cellular back out and I gave him a name. I called him Gilbert. I gave my Catrice a name. Yeah, you're garbage. Ugh. Lousy. But I decided to sell all the pals I didn't want, which cleared up my inventory.
Hey.
I found another effigy close by, and I went on a little side, quest to get more levels, to unlock more things. But I ended this little lamb's life pretty easily, and I had Carson follow me out. I got a neutral ring of resistance, and I made it out. I took out Hawk. This time, he's not even an issue compared to the beginning. I was just toying with him. Literally, he couldn't do anything to me. I was trying to capture him. I don't know if it's the first attempt or the second attempt, but I think I was able to capture him. Yeah, he's trash. I had a random rush war attack me, so I went to the arrogant pal critic, and yeah. Deserved. Yeah, look at this trash. Yeah, I had to do it myself. So I gotta spark it. I think I might have gotten rid of him, but I don't know for sure. I wanted to get a Lunaris, but I decided to do a cave run instead. And this is where I discovered that, yeah, that stuff I was missing, that salvage. I talked to a merchant, and he sold the same stuff like the one in the village. They didn't have what I wanted, and I got some more flowers to craft some more potions. Yeah, I got rid of him. Sorry. You know what? Actually, I think I need your electric organ. Sorry, bud. You gotta die. So, Hawk, they can't shoot their guns, so I thought that was pointless, so I took Carson out, and this dude dodged it like it was the Matrix. I dispatched this jelly ad, which, wasn't that hard. And I ended up capturing it. Teleported back, and that would make that day 63. And my game crashed as well. So I think I got set back here. I went back on Maisie, back to the village. I noticed it was attacking something, so I used my grapple hook that was taken care of. Went back to my base, and these random syndicate thugs started causing issues, and I went back to the village to get more transcripts, and I went back to the production line to craft up some cement that's going to be needed. Yeah, I decided to take Hawk out, and yeah, he's trash. And I put a power researching bench over there. I crafted cloth to get myself a Raindrick saddle. And this time I figured out that, yeah, you're supposed to put a PAL to the needed research laboratory and its abilities. So the mining PAL goes towards the mining. The electric PAL goes to the electric researching. So that's how you use it. I finally crafted the saddle. I took Raindrix out. I didn't know where I wanted to go, but I finally was able to get that stamina remedy. I named my reindeer Kadri. It sounded like a good name. So we went back and explored. I waved to a lamb ball. I wanted to see how far this guy can jump, so not too far. Luckily I had the grappling hook because my mount was running out of stamina. And I found another effigy. I discovered the Archipelago Church, and inside there was a capture power statue. I leveled up Carson slightly, and I talked to the guy in the Desolate Church, and that's what you use your dog coins for. So I had absolutely not enough dog coins to get any of the stuff, so I decided to go and unlock a fast travel point. I went a little bit further and I spotted a univault. I really wanted it. This was my first attempt to try to capture it, but I wasn't successful. You'll see the amount of times I tried to capture it, but I was making easy work with it. I took Carson out a bit, and it's got that laser lock-on attack move, so it took a bit of my shield. I used my katana, it whittled itself bit by bit. Carson literally eviscerated it, and I was a bit sad. I really wanted it for my first attempt, but I have many times to try it later, so I found another effigy too. I found Tim Pool again. and I made a wall of ice, and I froze him in place, literally ending him. Easy work. And yeah, I spawned back to my base, and it was under attack by the syndicate thugs or whatever, but yeah, they're no match for my pals. I also captured some syndicate thugs to see what they can do, and I was looking at the research table to see what I needed to unlock more stuff. I built a statue of power at this second base, and I leveled up Carson a little bit. I went out during the nighttime with Shinsi, and one of his attack power abilities, he has a 150 attack power stat called a solar ray, but I went on a Gumas kill spree. I made my way over to the boss arena battle to get myself a Lunaris. I made sure I put my Ring of Mercy on my finger. That way, it only applies to if you're doing the damage and not your pals out to do the damage. So if my pals ended up hitting it on like its last health, it would have killed it. But I took Carson out. He was doing some pretty good damage. Yeah, this is one of his most powerful moves, but I don't think it really hit. I was doing some headshots. I think Shinsi was able to do a hit, but it hits there too. Eventually, I had enough health whittled away to do a little bit more damage. I was being very cautious because I don't think I used the Rain of Power, so I kept shooting at it. So now it's at 1% health, and I threw a Pal Sphere at it, but it decided to escape. I threw another one, and yeah, so I kept shooting at it, threw another Pal Sphere, and luckily, on the third attempt, I was able to capture it. So, the Lunaris, it's got the ability, it has a handiwork level 3, and it helps with your carry capacity. I found a sweep in the wild, and I did some pot shots. So, yeah, that was pretty easy. Yeah, Shinsi literally, yeah, not even a contest. Gathered another effigy, and I was exploring the coastline, and I spotted a bronze cherry. It's like a brontosaurus, kind of. So it was an easy fight. I just took my Raindrix out and getting some headshots. It kept escaping my Pal Spheres, and I believe this was probably like my fifth throw, and I was able to capture it. On my way back to base, I did some organization, and I was so close to just butchering this pal. He did absolutely nothing. So I got another dig device to help out with the mining efficiency, and I've spotted another one too, so I decided to capture another one. Lunaris was able to craft all that ammo in a short amount of time, which allowed me to craft some more bullets that I needed while exploring. I was able to get a medicine cabinet built, and I took some of my old medicines and brought them back to the new base. My computer crashed again, I believe, but it was able to save most of my progress. So later on, I found out that the reason why my game was crashing so many times was because my power brick was old, and luckily I bought another power brick. So in the future, I won't have any more crashing issues. So if you guys are having any crashing issues, make sure you replace your power brick if it's more than 5 years old. It's the cheapest thing compared to your PSU. So anyway, I decided to take a look more on all my pals' stats, and I fast traveled back to my main base. I did some reorganizing, and I took Bronze Cherry out. And this thing's freaking ginormous. Yeah, they need to fix the T-posing. I went out and claimed another bounty. Sorry, Hawk, but you had to die. And I couldn't find this one, but I found it, but literally he was a lower level than Hawk, and I just ended up taking him out on Nightwing. I went back to the Sea Archipelago, and this is my second attempt to try to capture the Univolt. So I froze him in place, did the same attack moves, got a couple headshots, dodged its lightning beam attack. A random Mammorus came and he started wanting to smoke, so I ended its existence. The Univolt charged and fired a beam. I hid behind a rock, reloaded my rifle. But unfortunately, I messed up, and Kadri killed it, and I lost my shit. Thanks. And I was sad. I sat there pondering, why must things be this way? but there's nothing I can do. I can always try again. I finally was able to get and build a spa for my pals, which will help restore the sanity. And I did some watering to take my mind off the Univolt encounter. The hot spring was finally built, and I was wondering why my cement wasn't being made, so I took Lunaris to help speed it along. I didn't know why I didn't craft it earlier, but I needed something powerful to capture the pals in, so I crafted a single shot spear launcher, and a sniper module too, which will boost the capture power. And I couldn't sleep without a roof, so I went ahead and made a roof to cover the area where the bed was placed. And I was able to get some rest. I crafted up some more French fries, and I made my way over to a different location. And I got some more salvage. I found a dew mud in the wild, and since it was a level 14, literally, it was quite an easy kill. Nothing too hard. I flew a little bit further to the west, and I discovered the Forgotten Island, and nearby there was another fast travel point. I made my way to another dungeon, and the Fellbat, completely underrated. The Fellbat, it does a life steal, so every time if you take it out and you get rid of it or kill things in the wild, it can give you health. So if I have my rifle and I was shooting at a random pal in the wild, I can get my health back. So definitely a highly recommended tame. I decided to fly a little bit further west, and the armor that I was wearing, I couldn't take the heat, so I had to fly back. I decided to go and fast travel and get a Relaxosaurus Lux, and as soon as I spawned in, he was already on my butt, so I had to dodge. I took my new Fellbat, and this is what I was talking about. Every time I took a shot, I would do a life steal effect. So if my health was kind of low and I was putting shots, I would instantly get a little bit of health back. The Relaxosaurus Lux didn't last that long, and the single shot sphere launcher definitely helped with the capture power. And I was able to capture my first Relaxosaurus Lux. I decided to give it a different name. I called it Freaka. I think it's an electric company or a headphone company, so I thought that was a pretty good name to give it. This one, I decided to name it D-Day. I crafted up some more cloth, and I crafted a ranch too. I also decided to get the fire armor set too. I spotted some pretty high level horses and I decided to capture one for myself. Thanks to the capture power, I was able to, capture one and kill one. Actually, I captured two. Later on, this is where my, I don't know how many deaths this makes it, but I think it was probably like my fourth death, but you'll see. You shoot by the horse, you die by the horse. So after my defeat, I spawned back at base and I was randomly on fire, so I sprinted through the door and I tried to go to sleep. But that didn't work, so I went to the other base and I got the materials needed to craft me a backup set, so I'm kind of glad that I did that. So yeah, I went back and gathered my body's death items. I went to the mountainside and I found the enemies who had a bunch of flamethrowers. The Eternal Pyre. That's their name. I decided to explore more of the ruined city, and this Reptyro, really good. I took Felbout out because I had a feeling that this fight was going to be tougher than I had imagined. I had no idea about that attack move, and I wasn't paying attention. I was so focused on trying to get well-placed headshots. I tried using a Gigasphere, but that wasn't successful. He did his ultimate attack move, and holy shit, he took like 2/3 of my health and I was running. So I spammed, he did it again, but luckily I was out of his blast radius. He ran back and I was like, okay, I have to capture it. I know it's attack moves, and I did a sneak attack. I got a better spear, but he decided to evade that, so it took a few attempts and I was able to capture it finally. I collected some more effigies and journal entries too. And I almost ran into a bounty that I'm completely not ready for. And I made my way back to the Gopin lair, and with the help of the Fellbat, I took out my well-deserved anger. And I used that opportunity to take a look at the Reptyro, and this thing is a furnace, a blast furnace boss. Like, So I went to get a warsect. I took Freak out, and Freaka was doing some pretty good damage. So I took my Pyran out, and I believe in the middle of the battle I gave it a name, and I renamed it Lulu. I took Reptyro out, and yeah, he didn't hit that shot, but he was fairly strong. I was able to capture the Warsect, but it took a few tries. I decided to do some more adventuring, and I found another chest that required watering. I didn't have any water pals with me at the time, so I decided to, the next day, I took my Kelpsie to unlock the water chest. So I was able to locate Mount Obsidian, and I decided to take a look at the overhead map. While I was adventuring, I suddenly caught on fire, and I tried to run away, and I died. I have no idea how many deaths that would make that, but I ran back, and I grabbed my backup set of armor. I went back with Kadri, and I went and retrieved all my stuff. So I found another checkpoint or a fast travel point, and I made it back to my second base. I spawned back in on day 75. Oh, my throat. Anyway, I need some water. But anyway, I was reading the Prove My Legend quest, and I flew, and I found an rampaging pal. So I took my Relaxosaurus Lux out, and I decided to go ahead and attack it. These things are pretty dangerous, but it didn't help with these loop moons in the way of the fight. What I wish that this game did is if there is a rampaging pal, it'll delete the surrounding wild pals so you don't have to deal with all these extra little mini bosses. And literally, I was about to die, so I had to run away. Yeah, that's the kind of cheese I really don't like. But I did want to try to attempt at capturing another rampaging pal, but I decided to level up instead. And I was finally able to unlock the reinforced bows and arrows and recovery items and a weapon assembly line, as well as a Reptyro saddle. I decided to rename my Reptyro Totoa. Decided to give it a test run, and it didn't have the drill capability of the Dig Toys, but it still isn't bad overall, but it could be a bit better. I wish there was a headband as well for the Reptyro. So at the base, it looks like Tatoa is really good at crafting and smelting ingot, and this is without using the fire cauldron. So I wanted to level up the kindling research, and while that was waiting, I wanted to do another boss battle. You'll see it coming up in the future. So I finished developing the cauldron at last, but this hoe wanted to show her face. So yeah. So I didn't have enough points at that time. So I decided to make my way over to the Sealed Realm and unlock a fast travel point. And this is the battle, me facing Verdash, which gives you attack buffs as well. It was a pretty easy fight. Same thing, you know, shoot it a few times, take your pals out, wear its health out. I didn't know what to name it at the time, but I named it Amia for the first time. Then I was like, I don't know, man, probably gonna change the name later. So I think I named it Gren, like green, but you know, without the E. I took Gren out and made quick work on the Lavander population, so not a bad fighter. I found the mushroom wetlands very unique in a way. So all the creatures on that island they're way over leveled for me, but I managed to get some salvage and I got a legendary spear and some dog coin. Then I located and found a fire chest, which required me to use an elemental type, fire type. So I unlocked that and I got the dog coin and a flame organ. Also, when I was on the island, I collected a couple of effigies that were scattered on the mushroom islands. I found another elemental chest and I used Tatoa to open that up. And I got an applied kindling technique book and another effigy. I kept doing some more exploration and I found a Helsifer Lux, which is a lightning type. And also I unlocked another region, the Northern Rockfield. I collected a journal entry and I saw that there was another random creature that only comes out at night, I believe. I gathered some more salvage and I got another legendary sphere and I got a gold key. I decided to change the world difficulty settings for the feed rate. They were consuming way too much food way too quickly and I could not make the necessary progression, so I hope you guys understand. And day 78. So I spawned back in on day 78. I was having one of my pals do the research for the watering fountain, which would help out with the watering speed. At this point, I did not know what I wanted to do, so I went around and did some renovations. The reason why everything outside of its bond render distance blocks would delete themselves. So I went ahead and I dismantled some things that I didn't need. And I also unlocked a water fountain since I had the points. I did decide to go on fast travel, and luckily I found a mimic in the wild, and I was like, okay, I definitely got this in the bag. So I snuck, crouched, and I took a well-placed shot. And then I used my spear launcher, and I captured it. I found my first rampaging attempt, the Ome skull. This thing is really creepy looking, and this is my first predator core fight that I actually successfully managed to take down, but I did not know its attack patterns, and good thing I took Fellbout out, because that special beam cannon or whatever the heck it is, yeah, you don't want to get caught in between that. I took Grenna out with the help of the support whistle. I was able to do a lot more damage. I got caught in its special beam cannon blast, and I was freaking out, so I hopped on Nightwing and I ran away. Even though I was a level 32, yeah, I had 26 health there. I was freaking out. Eventually, he hid and got stuck behind a rock, and he respawned back to where his original position was, so I decided to finish out the fight with a full thing of health. I was getting better at dodging his beam cannon, but eventually I was able to capture it. And apparently, the rampaging pals, you are not able to capture it. And at first, I got my first predator core. This allowed me to unlock the small pouch, and I was able to craft the small pouch. And I don't know if it did anything specifically. I discovered a wandering trader, and he was freaking out, and he wanted off the island. I tried to capture him, but I trumped up an assault charge, and I knew how to fix that issue quite quick. I logged out and logged right back in. This time, I knew what to do with this second Ome School fight. I was figuring out its attack moves a lot better, and I had a lot more coordination. I was still not good at dodging its beam. I don't know why I had my spear launcher. That's completely pointless, but I got myself another predator core. I leveled up, and I crafted the Meow sword. I decided to fight the Rayhound, and same thing. I went back to the base, got, crafted some iron, and went back to bed. And I decided to craft the Mjolnir sword, and yeah, you need to get to the production line. This game's still kind of bugged, but anyway, I decided to take the brand new sword, test it out. I wish there was a setting where you can like turn it off or change the audio. So I was able to put down the weapon assembly line down after I don't know how many days it took, but and then when I was gathering metal, I found a way to cheese the weight cap by just jumping on and off. But now that I, have that, I went back to sleep. And I started working on what I had to work on. I was able to put down the flame cauldron. I still needed the materials to craft the compound bow, which required some nails, which I didn't have at the current time. But eventually I had what I had, and I was able to finally craft it. I also made some reinforced arrows, which was gonna be needed. I think that's the only type of arrow that's compatible with the compound bow. And yeah, it finally got crafted. I think I wanted to do the School Predator Core farm fight, so I believe this is my 4th encounter. I chopped it up a bit this time around, you already seen it, so yeah. So as a higher level, the 33, the 31 Masanda Lux, or the Masanda Lightning, it was really no match, and paired with the sword I was using as stun damage, it didn't really stand a chance. It tried to charge at me with its punch, and I dodged it easily. I went for the spear throw, and it kept on escaping, but eventually I captured it. We're almost done, guys. If you like the video, let me know. If there's anything I can change, then I'll go ahead and make a mental note. I wanted to venture a little bit further out, so I made it to the Astral Mountains and I got 2 circuit boards. I made my way further and I found some unique crystal types. I kept on exploring a little bit more, and I noticed there was a Siblix in the distance and some guards that I have no idea what they're capable of. So I decided to avoid them entirely, and that those 2 things are the Siblixes, and you'll see in the future I was able to capture one. I found a gold chest, but I couldn't open it because I didn't have a key for it, and I decided to drink 2 might potions to increase my attack power. Well, attempt number 3. A few good shots, a few dodges here and there, good headshots. Okay. All right. Got it. Feeling good about capturing the Univolt, I made my way over to another bounty, defeating Ego. Bye, Ego. I discovered a shiny kitsune, and I wanted it, but I was not the proper level for it, so I had to run away. I was sad, so I ran back down the hill, made my way to the bamboo area. I made it back home, and I wanted to take a look at all the tames that I found in the wild. I did some more predator core farming. This fight was easy now. Like, compared to before, I would get stuck, but I got another predator core. I talked to the researcher guy, and I got a kinship peach. I wanted to do some more research and development for the mining, so the pickaxe and helmet development is going to help speed up the mining speed and efficiency. Hey, enjoying in the water? I was able to craft it finally, and I placed it down. I didn't really see much of an improvement, but some of these items are still bugged as I'm on 6.6. The game hasn't fully completely released yet, but I decided to go to the Guardian Realm and try to capture a valet. I didn't have the spheres and I didn't have the capture power, but I just ended up killing it, unfortunately. I wanted to get another Verdash to see if I can get a higher stat, but it ended up being trash anyways. But I did get another stat point. I was able to finally unlock and craft the refined furnace, which allowed me to craft refined ingot, and I did some more predator harvesting. I unlocked my base to level 16 and went back to bed. I crafted some more refined ingot, and I wanted to craft a Hellsphere saddle. I named it Nightly, and yeah, you don't want to sit too long. I crafted and unlocked the Pyrite saddle in a storage container. I didn't have the materials for the Pyrite saddle, but eventually I was able to make it, and I went further up north to see if there's anything interesting. I found, this is a Sibilix, I finally, found it. My first attempt to capture it, it wasn't successful because a random dark horse, I don't know what it's called, but it snuck up on me, and my tame was taken a lot of damage, so I had to parachute away from it. I was freaking out. I had no fast travel point, but I was able to finally take down the Sibilix and add it to my base. I made my way up to the mountain cliffside and I was able to unlock a fast travel point. So if I were to die in the cold, I can quickly teleport. I talked to a random NPC and the NPC told me she needed a Wumbo or Wumpo. So I accepted the mission. But I knew I wasn't ready yet. I found a large frozen egg also, and another effigy. I gathered another effigy, and I found a Vixen Noct, which is a dark type Vixen. I got some skill fruits, and I gathered those. Super overpowered. And I found another loot drop with a few good items. And I downed a vital elixir. I found the Pal Critic out in the wild, and like I said earlier, I thought his questline was over, but apparently I was wrong. I'm losing my patience with this dude. I'm seriously about to just... Alright. After him asking me about... I just crashed out. I couldn't. Get him. Whoop his ass. Anyway, he wanted a Gale Claw, so after I grabbed the Gale Claw, he kept talking and talking. He wanted a Loop Moan, and then he wanted another tame. He wanted a Patalia, and then he wanted a Elizabeth. And once you bring him the Elizabeth, that's the last thing for his quest line. Hopefully I don't have to see his ass again. While I was out and about, I noticed there was a bounty, Quill, and then I stumbled upon a Frostallion, which is a legendary. That's going to be in part 2 of the 100 days. I made my way over to the Sand Beach area, and I unlocked another fast travel point, and I found another effigy. So, I also, in the salvage pile, I found a flamethrower fuel and some spheres. I needed to get some soul sand or night star sand, so I made my way over to this island, which is way south, but if you fly on your mount, you can get shot off. When I got shot down, my tame was out of commission, and I swam all the way back to the island. Luckily, I had enough stamina to do so, and I grabbed another Lift Monk effigy, and I made my way over to the withered seaside. I happened to discover some hexalite quartz and I picked it up. I was finally able to collect some night star sand and I went around the region to collect some. And I noticed some more salvage and I got an energy cartridge. I opened up the chest and I was able to get a schematic and ultra spheres. I made my way back to base and letting the dark egg hatch to craft a anti-gravity belt. And I made my way back to the island. The reason why I wanted to go back is I needed some more hexalite ore, so I went to farm some more. And I discovered more loot in a loot drop, so I thought this was a perfect opportunity that I didn't want to waste. I was checking out some items and I noticed that I collected 2 might elixirs which would help boost my attack power. So I went ahead and consumed them to increase my stats. So I made my way back to the island and I found a Prunelia. I don't know what that is, but it's like a grass and poison type, but I don't know yet. While I was farming some hexalite quartz, these 2 randomly showed up. Yeah, I don't know how I survived this bit, but you'll see. I have no idea how I dodged that. I was just running, pretty much. I had no sense of direction. Things were like chasing me. I leveled up and I got another effigy statue. While I was exploring, I found a blaze howl. That tame looks really cool to have. And I noticed there was a level 58 Gildane. I'm not ready for that at all. I grabbed another effigy, Lift Monk, and there was a bunch of Dazzy Knocks. And I was like, I'm not about to go and fight them because I'm not high level. There was another bounty as well. A Capridy knocked got, and I was getting chased by something I could not see. And I wasn't having any part of that. And I kept on running and running. I found a chest, and I got a flamethrower schematic out of it. So that's all cool. Discovered the lowest plains, and I jumped down. While I was running and exploring, I noticed and heard a shiny sound effect, and I was bummed out. I had no idea what it was, but I decided to keep following the river and ignored it completely. In the distance, I located another boss fight arena in the distance, and I found another travel point. So if I could get to there before anything wakes up or bothers me, I'm in the clear. I went ahead and gathered some more salvage, which gave me some new items. The egg that you saw in the back, I went back to go ahead and grab it. You'll see it. Yep, there it is, the huge damp egg. I made my way back home, and I hatched the egg, and I got myself a Styrian horse. This thing has pretty good stats and pretty good abilities, but the problem is I didn't have a saddle, so I threw another huge damp egg that I collected from the southern island. While I was in the menu, I renamed my Styrian Desta. I leveled up Desta, and I gave him a new skill, the Apocalypse skill. So now he has all 3 powerful abilities, and I took him out for a spin. And Palworld and Pocket Pair did a really good job on the character design. So I think this is like one of my favorite looking pals in the game. So keep it up. I unlocked a grass grenade, a sphere assembly line 2, and an ultra sphere. And me and Desta made our way over to a trader, but unfortunately, they executed him in cold blood, and I was ticked off because having a wandering trader would give you good items. And then this drummid had to disrespect his body, so I sat there and I'm like, okay, you're gonna disrespect my dude like that? Well, I have something for you. After the signet gets complete disregard and disrespect for my wandering trader friend, we decided to take the fight to their home base. See how you like it. And Desta, yeah, no contest. I made my way up to the roof, used my Meow Meow sword, and I killed a few syndicate thugs. But this guy with the machine gun, he was pretty easy. Like he cannot shoot through walls. And then this Toko had to come in during the party. Killed him, made my way up the stairway, and I freed another pal, and I got some carrot seeds out of that, and lettuce seeds. I made my way back to enhance my player's capture power to level 7 with the effigies I collected in the wild. I used my Lunaris to increase my handiworks research. That way I can craft things a lot quicker and a lot faster. And I produced some more reinforced arrows that I needed. While my arrows were being crafted, I decided I needed some more space, so I crafted a locker. And all the schematics would go inside, and I gave Tantris, a few pets. I put a logging station right there, had a Tantris build that up, and then I gave her another high five. So the next day I went and I wanted to craft the air dash boots, and while I was breakdancing, they finally crafted up. I did not know that using those consumed your stamina use, so I found that this was pretty pointless. And yeah, I don't know what I wanted to do for that day. So I unlocked the carbon fiber and the huge feed bag as well. On day 91, I spawned back in. So I fast traveled and I decided to finally take care of the Memorist, the one fight that I wasn't prepared for. And I just started throwing a bunch of, attacks at it, and I eventually hopped on nightly. And I was just throwing shots from the air, dodging left and right. I was eventually able to capture the level 38 Memorist. I got off nightly. I renamed my Memorist Bramble. I went back to my other base in the sand, and I wanted to craft the Memorist saddle. I didn't have the materials for it, so I had to go to the downtown, or the settlement. And I was trying to get this egg to hatch, so I had to put campfires down. And after all that, I got the Phalaris Aqua. Something I spotted in the other region, and I named it Pharaoh. Yeah, sounds like a good name. I leveled up Pharaoh to level 32, took him out. He has a level 4 watering ability, so that's pretty good, not too bad. I was missing a few pieces of material, which would have been fiber. After getting the materials, I had enough fiber, and I started crafting the Memorist saddle. And I just decided to rename my Memorist Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, but I'm pretty creative when it comes to names, but I managed to craft it all up, and I was gonna go over to the oil barge, which you have to be level 30 to successfully clear out. So I decided to make my way there. I was able to infiltrate the oil rig base, and it was pretty easy for the most part. Pretty majestic, if I have to say so myself. Easy work. Yeah, me being a level 35 and all of the enemies being a level 15, it's not even a contest. The barge also has turrets as well, so you have to pay mine to it. And this chest took a long time to open up. I was super excited to see what I was going to get, but just basic stuff. I wanted to capture a tame, and apparently you can capture the enemy's tames and claim them as your own. So I spawned, and I wanted to get the Wumpo Botan. I started dishing out my usual attack moves using the sword. This thing's got a few different attacks. It has a cutter grass attack, a grass tornado attack, a seed scatter attack, and a roly-poly attack. You'll see it coming up soon. And it's got this special ability that you saw right there. It can ball up a bunch of yarn and you can get stuck. So I think the best way to take this tame out is keep your distance and stay high up in the air and try to dodge that ball attack. But anyway, I was able to capture the Wumpo Botan. I took her out of the Palworld and I gave a look at the description. So it'll increase your weight. Not too bad. I wanted to face a boss fight or get a bounty kill, so I went over to the volcano area and I took out Dynamite. Yep, 2 different people, 2 different names. When I was in the same area, I spotted a rampaging, no, I'm not facing that. I don't even know what level it is. And I found Yormantide glitching while he was asleep, or whatever. So I found a Lifmonk effigy in the wild. A few of them, actually. I wanted to do a easy dungeon run, so I'll just go ahead and breeze right through this. Grab some materials, and the final fight was a Floppy. And I caught one and captured one. So I made my way out and gathered some more effigies. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Finally capturing this stubborn Valet, the one that has been plaguing me from the near later days of the 100 days. I was just using the similar strategies, and now that I was higher level, I was finally able to capture one, and I named it Pruno. I took Pruno out, and I guess it's a grass type planter, making that day 93. I placed down a fishing pond. I was also thinking about how I was going to rearrange some things in the future, but I heard and spotted a shiny in the distance, a fuddler. After, one successful capture, I leveled up to level 36, and I wanted to craft some more reinforced arrows. I put that level into my work speed. I did some remodeling, got some polymer crafting up to prepare for the simple rifle and its bullets. And the wyvern saddle, the Bellamore slab. That's gonna be for the next 100 days. Crafting up the wyvern saddle took a little bit. And I tested it out, and I think it's pretty trash. Don't get the saddle for the wyvern. So I hopped off, and I grabbed another Liftmonk effigy that was in the wild, and I spotted a rampaging Styrian. I have my own, but Desta was not gonna fight it, so this was a wasted venture. Yeah. One death. And second death. Grabbed my stuff, and I decided to go elsewhere. So I went to the dungeon and killed a Gale Claw. I left the dungeon. I wanted to reface all the bosses that I faced in the past, or the Zoe fight. I made my way over to the desert. I captured a Suzaku. There was a level 45 Toko, but I was not ready for it. And I captured the Suzaku, and I named it Chex. This tame is very, very good for smelting, way better than the Reptyro. Anyway, I wanted to buy a bunch of milk, eggs, because I wanted to craft some birthday cake to breed. After gathering some resources, I spotted an Anubis. Will I be able to capture him, or will there be another option? Foreshadowing. No spoilers. I got bored out in the desert, and I decided to take out each and every single one of these hitmen. Henchmen, whatever they are, they're no match for my level. Even this big brute who tried to knock me off the stair steps. Arrow to the face. Anyway, I got a whistle out of that. I wanted to level up a little bit, repair some things, and do some rearrangements around the base. So I had this Incineram craft the cakes while I go out and explore more. And I wanted to record me doing the Suzaku capture. I wanted a second one for my arsenal and one for the base. So basically, yeah, it was pretty easy. Since I had a Suzaku too, it made the fight a lot easier. And with my level almost close to 42, me being a 36, I was able to capture it. I don't know how the level sync works exactly, but hopefully the next 100 days I don't have to do the level sync. I'll probably disable it. I find it really stupid. Anyways, I made my way over to the desiccated dunes. and I spotted a Cryolynx Terra out rampaging that I'm not prepared for. So I made my way over to the PIDF Tavern, or whatever it's called. Talked to the NPCs, each and every one. I guess it's a prison or something. But I made my way over to the Dune Shelter, and I unlocked the TP as well. Talked to more NPCs, them doing their little dialogue, giving me some info about some guy named Marcus. Talked to the locals. I started capturing a bunch of Serpent Terras to boost my capture rate. I leveled up my attack, and I unlocked most stuff on 37. I did the same thing. I, captured some more Serpent Terras. I unlocked another travel point, and I placed down I think it's called a regulator or an accumulometer. Basically, if your electricity spoils over or spills over, it charges that as the backup generator source. So if you have, anyway, I finally completed the PAL ecological researching mission, and I was able to get the lumbering technique book. I went out and I collected some electric eggs, and I found the PIDF tower. I unlocked another fast travel point and got another TP. I unlocked a treasure chest. Stuff was mid. Went back to an old mission of mine, unlocked the breeding farm. I did some rearrangements around the base. I had to destroy some plots to make way for the breeding farm, which I'm going to be doing for the last couple of 100 days. I placed a Phalaris Aqua and a Relaxosaurus Lux. I did some rearrangements. I placed another storage box outside, storing my main materials, and put my fruit and seeds and stuff closer. And I destroyed some walls so I can make some more doors. I put a few different things, rearranged some things. I went around gathering some coal ore that was going to be needed for the updated sphere crafting station. Rayhound's trash. And yeah, don't even think about it. The saddle's crap. Tame's lame. I wish I would have known about this from the early 100 days part, because all the items that I didn't want, I wanted to store automatically off myself. And the Elizabeth isn't even, it's in a proper bio. I can't even talk right now. Why are you in the castle? You're supposed to be further. Anyway, I talked to this lady and I unlocked the emote. I went back to my breeding farm. I collected all the eggs. I wrote down the, tames that I used to breed. So for next time, 97, I went to read about the Brothers of the Eternal Pyre and where it's at. Oh my goodness, all the way up there. Anyways, I wanted to craft some arrows. I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. I wanted to face Lily and Lylene again, and I eliminated her easy. And I made her over to Zoe's tower, killed her, bye. And I went to take care of Brick, and Brick went down hard. I leveled up my health, and then I unlocked the ore mining site 2, random NPC mission, and I went to place the egg in the incubators. All 4 of those eggs are going to be very interesting. I went to Aloha, and she was a pain. She, got me on fire, and I was trying to figure out a way to take her out. So I snuck behind a tree, and I was shooting her in cover. She fell down, killed her in the ravine, and look how cute she looks. Isn't she nice when she's sleepy? And I went to the other area, which is way too of a high level, but I was able to take out 2 of the level 42 Croachiros. These fruits are way better than the fruits that you get from the basic bitch island. So, yeah, don't even bother with the beginning area for fruits. I wanted to capture a Prickster, and he got me. But good thing I had healing potions, because if I didn't put one on me, yeah, I probably would have died. And that would not have been good. So I decided to keep my distance, and I shot my single shot sphere launcher, and I captured it. When I was at the Sakura Islands, I spotted a bunch of Lulus. I think I might know how to breed these two and get a Lylene, but next 100 days. I have an idea, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But regardless of the point, I made my way back to base, and I hatched each egg. Got a Menasting. I got 5 Menasting. So, Jolhog, trash. Grisbolt. So I think for the Lylene, if I take a Battalia plus a Lulu and breed them together, I think I might be able to get a Lylene theory. But I got a Cryolynx too. I wanted to get the coal mine, but I have to defeat the Brothers of the Eternal Pyre first. And this huge damp egg, a Suzaku Aqua, I lucked out. And I finally placed the sphere assembler level 2 and went to sleep. I woke right back up, and I decided to breed the Dire Howl and the Gale Claws together. And I finally was able to craft the Ultrasphere. I put the common egg in the incubator. I hatched the frozen egg, and I got a Mammorest crystal. I renamed it to be Tundra. And I wanted to check and see what day that would be, and that would be day 99. The last creatures I wanted to breed was the Suzaku Aqua and the Lunaris. Trying to get a nice B-roll shot. Hope you guys like it. It's in-game, not from a mod. I made my way over to the desert, and I wanted to do, I think, my last bounty for the 100 days, and I killed Phantom. Here we are at the last 100 days. I hope you guys liked the video. It took me about a month and a half to make. Let's finish it up, shall we? That huge rocky egg right there is gonna be the best gift for this 100 days that I could ever ask for. I wanted to reminisce. I wanted to travel back to all the places I visited during the 100-day series. Just finish up on some last touch-up things. I wanted to name my tames. I wanted to organize my inventory. I think I had a good roster, and I'm so happy I got an Anubis. Foreshadow came true. I decided to cook some herb roasted lamb ball. I decided why not. I made my way over to the last boss fight for this series. So it's been a long journey, and yeah, too bad I can't capture the Pyren because I'm on a 100 days time crunch, but oh well. I fed my water pals. I have Carson with me, and let's end this conclusion. Without further ado, let's start the fight in the final one. Wait, hold on, bro. Wait, I thought the Eternal Pirate was fire, but why is he lightning? Aw, shit. All my tames are water. I'm fucked. Why did you lie to me, man? I thought they were gonna be on fire. I thought... Well. Oh well. This fight right here threw me for a curveball. In my mind, I was expecting the fight to be using a fire type tame, but apparently it was a lightning type. And with lightning and all mostly water, the only tame that saved my bacon was Carson. Like, if I didn't have him in my inventory, I probably wouldn't have fared well in this fight. Like I said from in the video, Carson, you're like my favorite number one tame, like my number one lucky guy. Yeah, look at the damage numbers on that. Just like, so I did this fight all in one take, and I was shocked. I didn't expect the outcome, but anyways, if you guys like this video, let me know in the comments. Like I said multiple times, like it took me about 2 months to make, and it's been a very long roller coaster. It's been a long journey. I don't know how you 100 daysers can do and pump out all these 100-day videos like it's fucking crack on a Wednesday, but yeah, I kind of respect you guys a little bit more now. If you guys never made a 100 days video before, the amount of time it takes, it's ridiculous. Like, my brain is fried, like, to be honest. But, and I also think that the boss music, they use the same for the Lily and Lightning fight. But I'm not gonna keep on yapping. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy it. I did stitch it up a little bit here and there. So thank you guys for watching. If you've seen the video or you stumbled upon it, if this video gets, viewed a lot, it gets plenty of amount of likes, I will do another 100 days continuing with this series. So yeah, I'll leave it to you, and I'll see you back soon, and I'll send off my goodbyes. Thank you again so much for watching this video. I might do a part 2, another 100 days, and I'm gonna call it my next 100 days. So I'll catch y'all on the flip, and bye.